Hello and welcome to each and every one of you present here today. So if you can put your cameras on, I'll be so happy to see your faces, your beautiful faces. And so please switch on your cameras. And also it's like a direct communication with each other as well. So please, if you can, put your cameras on. And so today's topic is discover the spiritual channels. So you may wonder, what are spiritual channels? And so spiritual channels are, once they're open, like it's a direct conversation with your saint, saint that you're close to. You can have a direct conversation. And when you receive the message, it's clearer and cleaner, and that will help you, to progress where you want to go. So like sometimes you're stuck, like you probably want to buy a house, and you may go to ask different people, and you may ask 3 to 4 different people, and they may come up with different answers, and you're already confused now. So this is a message from heaven, from your saint, which area to move into. So this, it's so much cleaner. You don't have to ask anybody. You're not confused as well, and you know where your path is then. So this is what it is all about. So in today's session, we got a really incredible master teacher. He's a leading master teacher, and he's based in Chiswick in London, and his name is Mayur Shah. So Mayur has been on this journey, since 2010. And he's been with Master Shah's and also like integrated his wisdom and teachings. And his spiritual channel are so open. And also like his late wife Rupal, hers was super powerful. And I will share just one story what happened, like with Rupal and myself. So I'm based at the center. My name is Harsha Galaya, so I'm based at the center. And her spiritual channels are so open that one day, I wasn't well. And she called me, and first question was, what is happening to you? And I said, oh my goodness, how did she know that I wasn't happy, I wasn't good, I wasn't feeling well? But she knew. So that's her spiritual channels are so open, and she could find out quickly like what's happening. She got a message as well, and so she called me. And so this is what it is about. So can you imagine, can you just wonder, if you can get that connection to your saint, how pure that message would be, with clarity as well. So Mayur is here today to lead you onto this journey of spiritual channels and what they are, and to discover as well. So it's the teachings of Master Jigong Shah. So please be present here. He'll have some exciting news for you as well later on. And so let's welcome Mayur Shah.
Thank you, Harsha, for the introduction. Actually, whilst Harsha is here, I remember another story. Once, I think Sunil fell down the stairs. And he was at the bottom of the stairs, and somehow Rupal knew. And she called Harsha.
Yeah, Rupal wasn't even in this country at that time. She was away. And somehow she knew something had happened. So she called. And this was like, it must be her 2 o'clock in the morning. Mine was about 8 o'clock here. And so she called and she said, what's happened? How did she know what's happened?
And you were aware at that time that Sunil's
Yeah, I was downstairs.
Yeah, and she just called you.
Yeah, she just called me out of the blue. This is her 2 o'clock. She's sleeping. And suddenly, like, she got a message or something, or I must call, like, something's happened. And this is what happened, This is the direct, channel. Her channels were so open.
Wow, so. Amazing, huh? Imagine having that kind of ability, huh? That when your channels open up, you can receive information. So there are 4 channels. So one is the channel of your Tao language channel. Okay, this is a language that, let's say, your soul. Okay, a soul can send us a message, and it sends it through a special language. Now, it's a language that all souls understand at the soul level, but each soul language is unique to us. Okay, so this is something that we help you to bring out. So we got an upcoming Open Your Spiritual Channels workshop this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So Francisco and I are leading that workshop. So that's the first channel we help you to open. Then the other channel is what Harsha was referring to. That is when you can get guidance from, let's say, a saint or a Buddha or any spiritual being you can connect, and you can ask for a message, a guidance, so you can use that information, when sometimes it's difficult to make a decision, so you just ask, and your spiritual guides or whoever you can connect to in heaven, you can receive a message. So then the third one is seeing images, spiritual images. Okay, so with our normal eyes, we see things in the third dimension, like physical things, and we can see the chair and the curtains and things around us. But this is images of a spiritual nature. Okay, so I remember we had our Chinese New Year. We had celebrated recently, and then we had a gathering at the center, and we chanted a mantra, a special mantra. It was Dabejo, which is a mantra of compassion. It's actually a mantra of the names of 87 Buddhas, and it's very deeply connected to Kuan Yin. So Kuan Yin is a bodhisattva, and you can think of her like she's connected to compassion. So like Mother Mary, she always think of Mother Mary as having a lot of compassion, and so she is similar, and lots of people follow her, and you can connect to her, and she wants to serve people, and so at the center, when we started chanting the mantra that is connected to Dabejo, 87 lines, and then in my third eye, I saw her appear spiritually at the center. I could see her very clearly. And not only I, other people also said yes, they also saw that she came. So that was brilliant. So this is how, and you can receive information through your third eye channel. They can be just images, or you can even see some movies. So you can ask your guide, okay, can you send me a message through my third eye channel? Okay, so it can come as images or movies, and then you have to interpret what that message is. And the fourth one is direct knowing. So, like the examples we shared about Drupal, she just knew. She just received the information and she called, and which is quite amazing. When your channels really open up further, it can lead to that kind of information that you could receive. So now I'm going to take a seat, and you know what? When children are young, their channels are open. Okay, so and they might share some information with their parents, like let's say the grandfather, grandmother passes away, and so but that soul, it doesn't immediately go away. It might stay near the family for a few days, then it goes. Okay, so the child could possibly see this, and they're too young to understand that this is a spiritual image, so they will tell the mother that grandpa's here, and so what is the mom going to say? That you're imagining things. Okay, so when the mom says that, what happens? And the child begins to doubt, and then the channel closes up. And then for most people it does close. Some people are able to keep it open from that very young age, and so throughout their life they'll see spiritual images. So in the workshop we help you to open them again. Okay, so children by the age of 6, 7, they begin to close it. When they're younger, they have it open. Okay, so sometimes they go into this imaginary world, they're talking, and you think that they're just using their imagination and they in their self-talk, but not always. They could actually be talking to what they see spiritually. Okay, so if you have young children, then encourage them. Don't tell them no, it's not true, or put doubt in their mind. And then you can just tell them, okay, what else do you see? What else is this person saying? And just continue that, so they don't close that channel. Okay, so this weekend we are doing this workshop, Open Your Spiritual Channels. So Francisco Quintero, he's coming from Toronto. Like, he is our #1 teacher for opening your spiritual channels. So he is coming, and we are going to be teaching this workshop together. So it's usually one of our very successful workshops of the year. So I'm thinking back. I've done this workshop with David a few times. With Francisco, perhaps not. If I did, it must have been a very long time ago. So we are very excited. Now it's online and also in person. So in person is now sold out, where all the places are filled up. So we still have, of course, room online. You can join us online. And tonight the early bird offer also expires. So if you wanted to join us, then the link has been posted here, and you can go and register at the special early bird price before midnight tonight. Okay, so what is required for you to open your spiritual channels? Let me ask, is anybody interested, first of all, in opening their channels? Anybody? Yeah. Okay, Susie, I see you raising your hand. And okay, fantastic. Okay, beautiful. I think it's a very, very valuable skill. Now, I get asked often to receive a message, and then I guide. So actually, even today, Harsha, I told her, Harsha, I received a message last night, and I have to share. So I connected to, I connected to Kuan Yin today, and I flowed a message for Harsha. And she heard this, and then she was in tears. Yes, it was something that she really needed to hear, that message, powerful message for her. So it's a very, very powerful and useful skill, and you can use it for anything. So you can ask questions like, okay, we often use this one. What is the message for me today? Okay, we start with that. Then we can ask other questions like, career advice or relationship advice, and your health challenges, like you want to know how long should I do my practice to transform this health challenge you're facing, or do I need to add any more things? Then wait and see. And or you can ask who is waiting to receive a call from me. Okay, because we are all so busy, and sometimes we forget some people we haven't talked to recently, and they are desiring to receive this call from you, and they are wondering, why isn't Mayur calling me? I haven't spoken to him for a while. And you will just get that message, this person needs you to call them. Okay, so then you can offer them some compassion, love, and they are so grateful when you take that effort to call somebody. So this is a very, very good way, because otherwise we have possibly the same people that we call regularly in our consciousness, and somebody else is there waiting for that phone call. So we can use our spiritual channels to call that person, and it makes such a huge difference for them. And like let's say a cousin that we haven't spoken to for a while, and they call us, we feel so happy, or an aunt, so you can use that for your business decisions. Yeah, so I get asked a lot for business decisions, some of the information that we received, my goodness, it was so powerful, so incredibly useful, that we couldn't have thought of that information just from our normal thinking. Okay, so oftentimes it's perhaps what you'd have thought. Okay, but this just gives you a confirmation. Okay, that's the right path. At times you get information that you couldn't have thought of. Then you need to check, okay, that should I follow this? And once you do these practices, you get more comfortable, your accuracy also improves. Okay, it's like anything, it's a new skill you're learning. So when we start to learn to ride a bicycle, we are shaky, we could fall off, and after a few days, we become so comfortable that we can just do it automatically. So you want to get it to that stage, okay, so that so the messages begin to flow, like Master Shah says it, that messages flow like water. Okay, so that takes some practice, unless your channels have been open from before. Okay, Anup, you wanted to share something or ask?
Hi, Mayur. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Great, thank you. Sorry, I'm a little bit rushed, so sorry for being impatient, giving you lots of hands up and such like. I have to go fairly soon because I've got other things I have to kind of go and do. There were two or three things that Hersha has said and you said that I just want to respond to, if I may. So they're a bit disjointed because I put my hand up every time, but each of them was important for me. Is that okay?
Of
Yeah.
course.
So when Hersha was speaking, yeah, thank you. When Hersha was speaking about RuPaul at the start, and I've had this conversation with you, and I hope you don't mind me just sharing with the group, if that's okay. So RuPaul I only met, I think, in person twice, perhaps three times, yeah, in person. I was very shocked and very upset that she passed because it wasn't something I was aware that she had any issues at all. And unfortunately, I missed the, like the funeral ceremony, or the. I missed that. I can't remember why, but I heard about it. It sounded very special. The only thing I wanted to say was I regard RuPaul and other people as well, my mum, other people as well, as and I might get this wrong, I don't mean any disrespect, but my Guan Yin on this earth. Yeah? Because they're the women, it's never men, we're all a bunch of idiots. It's the women that bring this love and compassion to us, I think. So I've been blessed with many of them, as you know, Ba, my Benu, my Dikrio. I'm so lucky, so blessed. And RuPaul, because of, again, my view, because of the journeys that she's had, which I only know a little bit about, she's a very high, elevated Guan Yin. And sometimes I feel her. Yeah. And when I do my invocations, I basically say Master Shah, David, Mayur, and RuPaul. Because you all have a place in my spiritual journey. I never call you Master. That's not to disrespect to my friend Shaw. Master Shah is Master Shah, David's the boss, and you're my friend. That was it. Thank you.
Thank you, Anup, for that sharing. Yeah, so I'll share a little bit. Rupal was very close to Kuan Yin. So I used to chant the mantra, Kuan Yin mantra. She would ask me to chant it, and I would chant many times to her. And so at times she visits us at home, and then she often comes with Kuan Yin together. So she was very close to Kuan Yin, and I see them both. They come. Okay, so when we ask for a message or something, or on some special day, and they come together. So yeah, thank you, Anup, for that. So when your channels open, then you can get that more closer connection with a saint or a Buddha, whoever is your spiritual father or mother, and then you can get daily guidance. You can ask, what is a message for me today? Okay, or what should I make the priority today? And so you can get guidance in so many aspects of your life, and sometimes we need this because we can think through our normal mind, but we are not sure. Okay, because the options are more than one. Which one do you go for? And sometimes you think both of them are good. So then it's difficult. Which direction? Now, also what's happened because of the education system that we have, we are taught to be intelligent, we're taught to use our mind, but we're not taught to use, our intuition. Intuition is actually our soul talking to us. So it's open. We get that gut feeling. That is our message from the soul. But since we've been taught to be intelligent, oftentimes we ignore that. Okay, we ignore that and we go with our mind, and later on we have that experience of that decision, and we think back and we realize, I should have trusted my instinct then, my gut then. Has anybody had a situation like that? Anybody? That they went with the mind, decision with the mind, but afterwards they really should have listened to their instinct. Okay. Who is that? Johannes. Yeah, Johannes. Okay, Johannes, can you share, if you are able to share, what happened? You can just have the audio on. Okay. Yeah. Are you muted? Okay, we can't hear you. No. Okay, you're typing? Okay. Okay, thank you. We appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so Anup, yes, you have an experience like that?
I do. I'm traveling, so I'll keep my camera off as well. Hopefully, you can hear me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly like that. In terms of hearing intuition, having a mind, having a debate, and then doing what you think is the right thing. And then sometimes you think, did I do the right thing or not? Yeah. Over the years, I've become quite good at listening to my intuition, even before Master Shah, because it's a sense you have. And I've always held the view, because of my teachings and by other people, yes, you must respect people that are different, older, have more experience, but also back your own judgment. You have to live with the consequences, so back your own judgment. So I always like to do that as much as I could. And sometimes people say, oh, you failed or you got it wrong. And I'm sure I did. But then, that's life. Who knows? I've also done it the other way around, in my view. So just using the example, I have a very difficult relationship with my wife. We're in the process of getting divorced. So, and this is like ongoing for many years, as some people will know. So I listen to my intuition to say, don't do it yet, don't do it yet, don't do it yet, for a whole variety of reasons. My mind says, you were too soft, you were whatever, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But it is what it is. You have to make those decisions as best you can. And in mind, heart, soul, it all has to come together. And then you decide, then you do it, and then you pay the consequences in this lifetime and going forward.
Okay.
That was it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anup. Let me share one story. This cost me £50,000. Okay. So we were offered an investment opportunity to invest in somebody's company. We knew the people. And since my training is as an accountant, so I felt more qualified to make this decision. Okay, so my late wife Rupal, and I thought that she told me no, don't invest. But I thought I'm the one who has more knowledge, more skill about investment. But her direct knowing, the spiritual knowledge was far superior to mine. She told me no. Now, she wouldn't expand on it and give me lots of reasons why you mustn't. It was just her intuition, her direct knowing told her no. Okay, so anyway, I went ahead and invested 50,000, and that money went to nothing. So it was a very expensive lesson for me to learn that you have to pay attention when somebody's channels are really open and they can guide you, that you should listen. Yeah. So like David was talking about, somebody came for a consultation and they wanted to move to this area and buy a particular house. So David checked and he said no. Okay. When he said no, the person was quite upset because they really wanted to go move to that area. And guess what? Few months later, in that area, there was like a landslide or something, and the house got destroyed. So then she came and shared with David, thank you for that advice. So again, see, if we just acted with our mind, sometimes it's not in our best interest. Okay, so now, so we make our decisions quite a lot. We check our channels, and then we get a message, and then we take actions. Okay, so that could possibly keep us from making wrong decisions. Okay, so very useful skill. Susie, yes.
A couple of weeks ago, I've noticed that my brain function literally started to deteriorate. And intuitively, I knew something was wrong at a very deep, serious level. And I went to, so we're talking about intuition and using spiritual channels. I went to go and book with a master teacher, but there was kind of in my head, oh, that's too much, I can't afford that. So I thought, let me reach out to somebody else I know that's got very high level spiritual channels and is very connected to Guan Yin. And luckily, I mean, as I'm talking now, my heart is just beating. And it has lit my life. That is no, my life as it is now. Because if I hadn't had a very high level special blessing, I literally would have had a disaster in terms of a brain injury. If I hadn't had that advice, listen to my soul, listen to my intuition, it literally saved my life. Thank you, Mayur. And this literally just happened in the last week, 10 days.
Oh, my goodness, Susie. Wow.
So, and thanks to the tools that we have, I've got my Heavens Library, all Master Shah books, the high level treasure. I received a very, very high level blessing. A special blessing for my brain issue, and that it has saved serious injury. And it is still ongoing, but thanks to practices, being in the field, being in the Dao Chung today at lunchtime and tonight as well, is helping me through this. So without power of soul, and often, yes, I bring your beloved late Rupal into my gratitude practice for the life that I live today and my family and all our relationships and our health since finding power of soul and in 2021, in the last nearly 4 years now. It has literally saved my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. Yeah, very grateful for your sharing, and we are so happy that you managed to transform a challenging situation. Thank you. Wow. Oh, it really touched my heart deeply, Susie. Okay, Linda. Yes, Linda.
Hi everybody, thank you very much for what the ladies say. I'm really touched. My heart goes to you. My question is, I keep making very wrong decisions in my life, and I've been doing meditation now, silences in silence for more than a year. But my question is, now I don't make decision at all because I decided that all my decisions were wrong. So my question is, how can I unstuck myself to make right decision? Thank you.
Okay, so I think it's also about trust, Linda. You know, when you first open your spiritual channels, you might have some thoughts going through your mind. Is this me, my mind, or is this my soul, my higher self? Okay, so now you have to continue. Okay, and as you continue, as I say, it is like riding a bicycle. So when you open the channels, your accuracy may be at 60%. You need it to be higher. Okay, so you do the practices, improve the flows, and as you do the practices, your the energy centers, they open more, and then your accuracy will improve. So it's a process. You cannot say, okay, I've done this workshop, okay, now I can ask a question, and that is going to be 80-90% right. Like any skill, you have to give it some time, and it will improve. Yeah, like what Susie received, it's amazing what helped to save her life. And there have been so many other instances that without this information, you might not have made the best decision. It's not. I'm not saying that only when your channels open you'll make a right decision. Even the mind can also make a good decision, but sometimes it doesn't. Okay, because we've been. It's our education system as well, as I said earlier, that we are taught to think rationally. Okay, so we will see that, okay, let me see, if I take this option, what are the advantages? Maybe you make a list. If I take B, what are the advantages? And you look at that list, maybe you list the disadvantages, and then you'll come to a logical conclusion. But sometimes that doesn't give you the best answer. Like I make the decision that I know better, I'm an accountant, I know how much return we will make, and I felt completely flat. I lost it all, 50,000 pounds. In today's money, it's well over 100,000 pounds. So if you're able to join us for the workshop, and then we are starting a journey. Like I cannot say my channels are like completely open. Nobody can say that. It's a process, and then we go, and we open more, and then we open more, and then we get more and more valuable information. Okay, so it also depends on how much heaven wants to show you. Okay, yeah, so how much, the more trust you have, more heaven will show you. If you're going to put doubt that, I'm not sure. Now, doubt creates a big challenge for us. You might get shown wrong information. Okay, so we have to be careful. Okay, we have Lavina is going to share as well. One moment.
Hi. So I've always been very intuitive, and I would like know stuff before it happened. But I did the Open Spiritual Channels workshop in 2019. And I can tell you before then, I would have, like, stuff would happen that was just, would consider bad luck or just, you know, not great consequences. But when I registered for Open Spiritual Channels, like I would have problems with a certain company. After I registered with Open Spiritual Channels, it just felt like everything was cleaning or clearing out, and relationships started to get smoother. There weren't like disruptions, even before I started the class. And then since then, I do flows the way we're taught, and it's just cleaner, it's clearer, because I used to get messages, but it was kind of, do I do it, do I not, I don't know. There was a lot of doubt in my head. But since we've been doing it this way, from the way that we're taught in the class, it's cleaner, it's clearer, because then I can ask the question and I know I can connect. And I know that feeling in my body, if it's like a good connection or not with the spiritual being. So I can highly, highly recommend, even if you are intuitive and you feel like you're very well connected and you get messages, and try it out. This like Open Spiritual Channels is amazing. Yeah, I highly recommend it.
Thank you, Lavina. So, you know, the first channel that we help you to open, it's your Tao language channel. So what that is you're connecting to your own inner soul. Okay? And because our soul has been with us lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, so it has a lot of wisdom, experiences, and it can guide us if we allow and we learn how to connect to our soul. And and it's that intuition which comes through. So for some people it's happening, but it's not controlled. Okay, now and then you might get a message, okay, and you could perhaps act on it. But if you want to learn how to ask your soul for guidance, and you can say, dear my beloved soul, can you tell me which of these two places I should book for my summer holidays, okay, and should I go to this country or this country? It will tell you very clearly, and then you can ask further questions. You know, how many days should you stay, or should you go for an all-inclusive or bed and breakfast? And then you give it options. This hotel group or this hotel group, which one will work better for me? So all of those, they can get answered for you. And because, you know, holidays are so special, you take special time out, and once we went on a holiday, and I was away. So anyway, my family asked their friends, and where I wanted to go, the friends said, no, don't go there, advise us to go to another country. And this is before, you know, we did Open Your Spiritual Channels, before we met Master Shah. And that memory is still with me. It wasn't, one of not so nice places I went to. There was nothing to do there really, and so now, you know, that negative experience has remained for me. So that could have been easily avoided if my channels were open. So you might think it's okay, it's just asking about holidays, but if that holiday is not what you're expecting, you know, then that's for 1 year, that time's gone. Okay. Okay. Anup says, what do you do if your soul says go to both places? Then you go to one this year and the other one next year. That's your 2 years holiday plan done. Yeah. Okay, you have asked me any questions you have about how else you can use your spiritual channels.
Mayur?
Yes, Susie.
Hello. An idea has just popped into my head, but I know it's my soul just wanted to say, and what about our Tao language, our soul language? Because one of the most useful things, I think I came to my first open spiritual channels, it was in August 2021. And one of the most healing things I've ever learned to do is learn to chant my soul language. Yes, there has been a little bit of doubt going on, but once we connect to our Tao language, to heal ourselves, to heal others, to ground ourselves, to just, feels like such a washing, a cleaning. It just feels so healing to do that. And the fact that we're going to receive an included treasure so that we can open our heart to connect to our Tao language is just, as soon as I found that out, I just went, wow, where do I register? Thank you. So looking forward to this weekend. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Susie. So what Susie is talking about is, the four spiritual channels. The first one is connection to your own soul, opening up your soul language or Tao language, now we call it, and that special voice comes out. And it increases your healing power when that comes out by 25 times or more. Okay, so we all have a certain healing power, and when your Tao language comes out, it increases your healing power so much more, because it's the power of your soul that is speaking. Okay, the power of your soul. Okay. So True Love Workshop, I don't know the timings of those, Karen, so... Okay, and then also these are recorded, so you can also watch it afterwards, okay? And okay, and then just go a little higher. Who wanted to share? Is it Anu? Okay. Yeah, so yes, David, you wanted to share? Yes, please.
Can you hear me, Mayur?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. I don't really know what to say because I had a stroke in last April caused by the police raiding my home without justification and caused a lot of trauma. And if I had not known what I have learned from your system, if I can call that, of how to find the voice inside yourself, because the effect is gone now that a scan a month ago found I've got a cancer tumour on the front of my heart, which is very rare, and I'm now inundated with doctors and hospital appointments about this cancer. What they can't handle is they phone me, ask me to go, and I say, thanks ever so much, but I've got a voice inside that I ask. And she got me through this lot, and I'm still here to tell the story. I'm at 18 years old, and life has been good. But I always told the story of when I had emergency surgery on my foot, and I was given a golden ball. I've told the story. And the thing is now that what the doctors can't handle, it's so much so, I've left the general practice where I was, and I go back to an old practice I was at for 30 years, because they can't handle me walking in and saying, "What are you doing today?" "Well, I'm just off the coast for the weekend. I'm having a good time. I'm going to see my friend. We're walking on the beach, or I'm out in the Peak District, and we're just having a good time." But you've got this mass on the front of your heart, and we need a PET scan, and then you have to come to Sheffield, and you have to do, and then this that. What's going off here? Because it's getting smaller.
Oh.
So what I can say is that as I'm getting older, I'm getting wiser, but I'm getting stronger. Because if I allowed these people to inundate me with, "Well, this is going to kill you, this is feeding you off," and I say, "I'm sorry, but I've got voices that I can talk to." But the funny part is they get less and less. I seem to have worked down from 6 or 7 voices now to only 1. And that weren't turned out to be so influential and so positively correct. And every time I do something which makes me feel better and does better, I got that image of Dr. Shah with that golden ball when I was under anaesthetic, when I was coming out. I can never speak more with gratitude than I can after what you've done. And in the lesson I've learned of you personally, for Harsha and for David Lush, I can never thank you enough, because people look at me now and some don't even want to talk to me because I'm not as sick as the doctors tell me I'm supposed to be. And I'm saying, "I'm sorry, I've got too much to do. Leave me alone." Thank you, Mayur. Thank you, David Lush. Thank you, Harsha. I can't thank you enough. You've been fantastic. And anybody who doesn't sit and listen about this soul language and learn how to talk to it, then you're losing life. Because I'm still here for the next 20 years. Then I'll call it a day. In the meantime, I have to ask the doctor to leave me alone. And they are doing. Thank you very much.
Beautiful, David.
Hope it makes sense. The speech slur is getting better all the time, but as the only after effect of the crippling stress that was brought in my life, and to beat it at 79 like I did, they don't like that either. They're not only going to like getting well.
David, what's happened to your fingers? How are they?
Oh, they're having a good time. Say to me all the time, "Oh, you see, I say surgeon getting the knuckles done." Well, I say, "No, I'm sorry. I eat, I do everything, and I do as like I don't play guitar like I used to do on stage. I don't do it anymore because I just don't." But yes, they've improved, and they improved, and that's the way it is. And you got a positive mental attitude, or you haven't. But I did one story, a past life regressionist came and said, "Oh, let's show you back to the past life," and we did, and trying to end the contract with my mother's line and all that. And then another voice stepped in who said it was my father's mother, and everything has changed for the better. I got a friend coming in, it said 8 o'clock, be here in a minute. The telephone's ringing every day. I get invited to places. So And if you don't know about people like you can end up in one mess because you haven't got any guidance. And I use that. I attended your classes and they work. The voice comes, speaks to you, gives you advice, follow it. When it comes to that different voice and it tells you to do it, it does it. From all everything to do with the house and properties and all, it's working. And a lady came to me the day before yesterday, where I go for my lunch, where my favourite restaurants. And one of the girls came to me. She said, "I don't know what it is, Mr. Bentley. But I think the universe is against me." So I said, sit at the table, let me tell you the story. And I told her come on your channel whether she doesn't or not. But they said what they can't handle is how, after what had happened to me, I keep going. And I keep going because of that voice. You got this that knows the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And there used to be 3 or 4 voices. That's all gone. There's one voice, and I speak to it, and I use certain words to get there, and it works. Now I'm talking. I'm getting on my own nerves now. I took so long. Thank you, Mayur. Thank you very much to all of you.
Oh, thank you, David, for that wonderful message. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time with your friends.
The great thing is also to tell other people who are so doubting. They can't get it into their head that you can communicate outside yourself and get the right answers. And even if you tell them, I don't know how other people go on, even though you tell them, they don't want to know. So I feel sorry for them. But I can never thank you enough for what happened to me over the last 5 years, but 3 years. Thank you so much, mate. And
Okay.
then David Lush.
Thank you. I will tell David this message of yours.
Yeah, tell him I'm beating this cancer lark hands down because the tumour has gone down, not bigger. But they wanted to stick a needle in it and do a biopsy. And I'm sorry, but if I got a wound on my hand and I stuck a needle in it, the infection would spread. I don't want needles sticking in my chest onto the wall of my heart to spread an infection. And I said, what do I do next? They said, just be nice to them. Thank you very much. Stay away. That's what I've done.
Okay. Okay, David.
I always will.
Okay. So, okay, so put me on, Lavina. Okay, so thank you for sharing, David. But, our advice would be to follow your doctor's advice. Okay. So mostly, spiritual work, which you can use alongside. Okay, I cannot tell you not to listen to your doctors. Okay, but thank you, David, for your sharing. Yeah, so he's talking about listening to that inner voice. That inner voice is your higher self speaking to you. Okay, so let me offer you. I will offer you a blessing. Make one request. Okay, so say, give your name 3 times to heaven. My name is Mayusha, Mayusha, Mayusha. Okay, 3 times to heaven. Okay, and say, I'll be so grateful to receive a blessing from Mayur. I'll use my Tao language to offer you a blessing for ... What is it that you need a blessing for? Okay, you can ask for like physical health, mental, emotional, for relationship, your career. Okay? Okay, close your eyes. So I'm going to speak, bring out my Tao language. So it sounds a little bit different, and but it carries a lot of power. Okay, so everybody's one request in this session tonight. Blessings start. Hey ya yo ya 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 yo. Ya 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 yo ya yo. Hey ya yo ya hey ya 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 ya. Ya 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 yo ya yo. Hey ya 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 hey ya yo. Hey yo ya. Hey ya yo ya yo. Ya 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 yo. Hey yo ya yo. Hey ya ya. Hey ya 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 yo. Hey ya yo ya ya. Hey ya yo. Hey ya yo. Hey ya 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 ya. Hey ya yo. Hey ya ya. Hey ya yo. Hey ya yo ya 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 ya. Silently now. Hey ya 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 yo. Hey ya yo. Hey ya yo ya. Hey ya 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 yo. Hey ya 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 yo. Hey ya 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 ya. Hey ya yo. Hey ya 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 yo. Hey ya yo. Hey ya ya. Hey ya 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 yo ya 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 yo ya 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 yo. Hey ya yo ya yo. Hey ya ya hey ya yo. Hey ya 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 yo ya yo. Hey ya 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 yo ya 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 yo ya 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 yo. How. Thank you, thank you, thank you for blessing everybody in this session. We are very grateful. Okay, when you're ready, open your eyes. So you will learn this in this workshop, how to bring out your Tao language, and then you can bless others with just your Tao language, and it increases your innate healing power at least 25 times. So just this could transform many things for you. Okay. So, any final comments or questions? Okay, so in terms of announcements, this Friday we have Francisco here in London, and we have a free event at the Novotel Hotel in Hammersmith. It's an introductory event to Master Shah's event. Master Shah's coming here in London. Next week he'll be here with us, and we have a 2-day workshop at that hotel near Earl's Court, 8th and 9th of March. So if you haven't registered, then we invite you to register. Okay. And then if you wanted to be, so register for Francisco if you can come. And also, if you look at your calendar, if 8th and 9th of March are free for you, then don't miss the opportunity to be with Master Shah. There'll be 2 powerful days of healing. It's in person only, so you have to come to the hotel. It's very close to Earl's Court Station. Do we have a link for that? Okay, so we're putting up the link for that as well for Master Shah's event. Last time when he came in November, he did just 1 day. This time he's doing 2 days. So there'll be more teachings, more practices. So and he's including within that price to get powerful transmissions. I would most highly recommend it if you can come. Okay, so let me read a couple of comments. Go up. Okay. Okay, go down. Yeah. Okay, Ingrid says, thank you for the blessing. Looking forward to being online this weekend. Yes, perfect. Susie says, dear Mayur, thank you so much. I can feel changes to my brain. Felt the blessing in my heart and my lower back. Ming Meng area. Oh, how beautiful. Okay, Soyin says, thank you Mayur for the blessings. Diana, I asked for a blessing to calm my monkey mind. I felt the clearing and nourishing in my mind, now more clearer. Thank you so much. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, Atika. Atika has registered for the weekend OSC. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so so online we are completely sold out, but we have few space. So sorry, not online. In person we are completely sold out. But online, of course, you can still join us. Yeah, we can accommodate a much larger number of people online. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this weekend, and also Friday, Francisco is coming, so Friday evening at the Novotel. Okay, so I wish you a beautiful evening, rest of the evening, and yeah, you want to say thank you, Mayur. What an expanding blessing Thank all the team and Heavenly Source. November was amazing, like a family gathering, feeling very much at home. March will be blessed, yes, definitely. Yeah, so it's my highest recommendation, honestly. If you can be with Master Shah in person, we don't know when he'll come again. We are fortunate. He's coming after November, he's coming back. Last time it took him 11 years, and I don't know when he'll come again. So we hope he comes again soon, but don't miss this opportunity. Okay, if you can come, please. Yeah. Okay, Karen, thank you, Mayur, for the session and the blessings. Rahim, thank you, everyone. Okay, beautiful. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, bye.